morning.
If that's a real
Yes,
thing.
good morning, Zibby. Happy, happy end of March. Happy Friday and all that good stuff.
Yes, happy payday as well. 31st of March for most Nigerians. That is payday. Well,
Yes.
pay week.
Yes, indeed. It is pay
All
week.
right. Okay, well, we love it when you're a part of the conversation. So just get in touch with us. Let us know what your thoughts are. The WhatsApp number is 0809440981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. And we're streaming live up on YouTube as well. So just search for Smooth981 and you can catch the live stream. So the president has approved 24 billion naira for free public Wi-Fi.
Yes, Zibby. He says the NCC, the Communications Commission, is going to be, quote, spearheading this effort. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Spearheading this effort. They have 60 days left in office. Today is March 31st. They're getting out of office May 29th. So you take your 30 days in April. How many days? And then you got another 29 days. So 59 days or so. If you want to add today, you can say, okay, 60 days, but 59 days going forward. They got 59 days in office, Zibby, and they are just now approving 24 billion to provide free Wi-Fi in certain areas. So they're looking at some airport, public markets, and some schools. What took so long, Zibby? What look, it's like, he just 2 weeks ago he signed an amendment that allowed states to generate their own, either generate, transmit, and distribute their own electricity. Okay, fine. I mean, better late than never, right?
Right.
But for something this crucial on the electricity front, which of course technology is powered by electricity. You need power to get your tech going. It took him that long. Now he's signing and he's saying that the NCC, the first thing, you have to ask yourself, is it the government's job to be providing Wi-Fi? Now, why they said the NCC is spearheading it. We have telcos in the country. We've got some of the biggest telcos in Africa in this country. They could easily, they could provide Wi-Fi wherever the government tells them to provide it, right? You can pay for your own Wi-Fi. Now that being said, Zibby, have you used an airport with Wi-Fi before? I don't know if you've traveled or
not in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Outside Nigeria, yeah.
Exactly. It's free. It's free. Think about that. Let's think about this. You are traveling. You're on your own. You want to meet up with family members or friends. The most vital piece of technology that you have is your phone. It's communication. You need to if you're traveling by yourself, you need to use Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever map navigation to find your way when you arrive in your destination. You need to know what the language is, currency, or so many things.
Right.
So you need Wi-Fi, and if you're not able to pay for it, it makes sense that an airport, of all places for people who are trying to find their way, an airport should at the very least,
right,
have Wi-Fi, right? Yeah, so that one I understand, the government can push it, but the one with the public schools, or so certain schools, private schools, I'm calling them out. Private schools should have Wi-Fi for the amount of money that parents are paying for private schools. They should have Wi-Fi. And then for everywhere else, whether it's public markets and so on, there are entities. Facebook had a Wi-Fi thing they were doing for a while in certain parts of the country. I tested it out, at least when I remember it was this Shangotedo market. Facebook had they had put up these Wi-Fi devices. It wasn't that strong. It wasn't that strong, but it was manageable, right? You have Starlink, which is more expensive, given Starlink from SpaceX, from Elon Musk SpaceX. That one too, it's a low orbit satellite. You could theoretically pay them money. State governments can do this and provide Wi-Fi at a sub-national level, right? So the states can do this themselves. If you're going to sign a an amendment to the Constitution or whatever that allows states to be able to generate, transmit, and distribute their own power, then why not do it for internet? Why not let the states do that? How far is 24 billion really going to take us? Our broadband penetration is, I don't know, 40%. The Buhari administration said it would get us to 75% or so by 2025. That's not going to happen. It didn't meet any of those goals. So, I mean, I don't know. How do you feel? You think it's a good thing, or because I don't know, I'm pretty cynical about this.
I mean, 24 billion is a lot of money, but I'm thinking about it. I don't think it's the federal government's responsibility. Like when it comes to airports, right? I think there are agencies like FAN and some other agencies that have complete control of the way airports function and run. So I don't see that the federal government needs to actually provide funding for this. And I remember a few years ago, I was traveling through I had arrived at the Murtala Mohammed Airport and I needed internet to make a call because I'd been away for a while and I couldn't top up my phone for some reason. So there was internet, but it just didn't work because I was able to connect, but it was literally dead. It wasn't working. So that was a challenge. So I guess some of the airports actually have that structure, but it's not very efficient. And I mean, with schools, again, schools should have provision for these in their budgets that the administrators handle or however it's managed. It's not up to the federal government to provide. It's a good thing that they're trying to do, but I think that it's not exactly their responsibility. I think 24 billion could be put into other areas. And I know it's better late than never, but I don't really see what difference this would make though. And then with the markets as well, how a lot of us are worried about data in Nigeria. How secure are the data that we have? You can put someone's name trying to find out a company and you will find out all their details out there. So sometimes I worry, like, what kind of information about me is open to whoever has access? It's right there. So using government provided public Wi-Fi in the market, I wouldn't do it.
It just seems like the administration, they didn't meet so many targets. They didn't do so much. I'm struggling. If anybody is listening and sending in messages, I'm trying to think of something we've gained over the last 8 years of this administration that we can say, okay, this is something that was provided that really gave us an improvement on the quality of life, because we've had to do everything ourselves. So I just, I don't know. And between now, thank you for already mentioning the fact that you tried to use airport Wi-Fi and it didn't work. If that were, you're not even improving on what is already existing. You're saying you want to now spread it out to other places. It's not the quality. It's not. Well, it's it's this continuous government of announcements, making announcements and saying you do this. NCC is going to quote unquote spearhead it when you've got telcos and internet service providers in the private sector that can do this stuff if they are paid for it. It's not, the infrastructure is not even there. Yeah, the infrastructure is not there. So it's going to be very interesting to look back on this administration in 60 days time. I think maybe I'll start. That's what I'll do all next week as we wind down, or maybe I'll wait till the week that they're leaving or something. But everybody, I encourage all our listeners, please, everybody that's listening, let's ask yourself, what did I gain? What did we as a nation? Are we safer after 8 years? Are we more wealthy? Did anything improve at all? Did anything improve? Or did we just manage and just get by? Because all these announcements that are being made, as you imagine a government that is just leaving office to start making all these announcements as if you are doing something to improve the lives of people, it strikes me as really cynical. If it's at worst, it's cynical. At best, it's just incompetence, because And when I try to think of how government has improved my life, I don't know, Zibby what's government done for you? Can you, I don't know.
Well, certainly there have been some improvements in certain areas, but it would depend on your situation and how you're affected by it. And I always say that sometimes if you need to tell me what you've done, perhaps it means I can't see it, or the next person can't see it or feel it. So perhaps people need to feel it. But I do believe that this administration has had its highs and lows, like previous others in the country that, recorded some highs and lows. But with this one, I'm not too certain of what it's meant to achieve, if they actually should be doing this and at this time. Internet is good. It's great for everyone. But I don't know. With this, I just feel like, so if the federal government does this, who's going to have to oversee this and maintain this? It still comes down to maintenance. It's not something that we really do here in Nigeria. Otherwise, the internet at the airport in Lagos would have been working perfectly, but it's not.
Exactly.
Let's go on to WhatsApp. We've got some messages coming through. Deji says, of all the issues to tackle, this government picked Wi-Fi. Why not build or repair schools? I hope that Yahoo Boys Academy and cybercrime will not spread. Deji, that's funny. Kule says, what exactly can the government do to improve on these new policies discussed this morning? And Dalvin says, we literally haven't gained anything under this government. 60 days and the president is still approving stuff. It's preposterous, and he's handing it over to NCC when we have telcos. It is a bit of a joke. And Benga says, can the service providers not give internet access at the airport for tax breaks? Why waste this huge sum of money? And what the government is doing is called a last-minute adrenaline rush. They literally have days to go, not even weeks. And another message says, do you know how long it takes from project announcements to project executions? It takes forever.
Exactly. Excellent. I mean, I trust our listeners. They know you can't bobo them. They know what's going on, and they see it for themselves. So that's the people that are speaking directly. I don't know, Zibby. And then we've got
as travelers, we're already paying so many taxes, and I'm going to talk about the airport. So this should come with the package.
Exactly.
There's no extra money that needs to be done to do that.
Exactly. So, Zibby, I don't know, Joe. We'll just move on and just see how things go. I don't know. As a Nigerian, you carry on. You carry on. But I thank everybody for their messages, and we look forward to a nice weekend and another week.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you for your messages. Thanks, Rotus. Have a brilliant day ahead.
Thank you. See you.
And that is all the time for Business Express this morning, but do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
Brought to you